Hey everyone, my name is Artindi and this is Devlog number 11 for a puzzle Metroidvania platformer game called Paradigm that I'm working on with a co-author who has yet to pick a game name. I thought I'd just throw that out there in this video to maybe motivate him to actually pick a game name so that I can mention him. I don't want to mention him by his real name yet because I go by my game name. I'm not going to tell you what my real name is though. So I'm not using a script because last week I put out a poll to see if you guys like scripted versions better than non-scripted versions, and for the most part it was non-scripted versions, but at the same time you felt like it was too long to really tell. So I'm going to do it again non-scripted, but I'm going to try to make it a little bit shorter this time. Plus there's not nearly as much content because I didn't have nearly as much time to work on it. So let's get right into all the new things that we've added, which are not really all that many, but let's get right into it. First of all, for quite a while I could not open Godot. Well, I could open it. I couldn't work on this project though. Every time I did, the game would crash and it was really kind of frustrating. So for several days I couldn't do anything. Instead, I just practiced other Godot things in different projects. I made a couple cool things. What I ended up having to do is completely uninstall Godot and then reinstall it. I reinstalled it this time through Steam just because why not? And then that seemed to fix it, and now I could work on the project again. Anyway, next thing, the actual thing that I added once we got it working again is this device that I featured in the last devlog. I put a little bit more work on that, and I made it so that the playable character actually appears at the exact moment that he gets dropped off, so that you can actually start moving around and see the animation and everything. And I feel like that adds a lot. It still needs some work. You can see it's kind of glitchy, but that's a step in the right direction. The thing that my co-author, who will yet be named, like, I'm kind of jealous that I didn't do it because it's really impressive what he was able to do. He hooked up the different scenes or levels or whatever you want to call them through the doors, and does need some more work, so a little bit of transition between scenes, but he hooked that up in a really easy, simple way for level design, because all we have to do is get the file path to the scene that we want to go to and just stick it in a spot in Godot, and then when we hit the button it takes us right there. Wish I could take credit, but it was definitely yet to be named co-author of this game. The great thing about indie games with so few people working on it is that if you get burned out doing one thing, then you can just turn around and work on something else. And so in this case, I didn't really feel like coding. I couldn't motivate myself to do it. Plus I got to a kind of a part that was stumping me, and so I decided instead to work on some art for the game. I created a video. This is the last video I made. It was Tileset logic. Maybe you've seen it. If you haven't, go ahead and watch it. It works for all game engines because it's just the logic behind Tileset. So based on that Tileset logic, I created a Tileset for this game, and I'm really proud of it. This Tileset I spent a whole day working on this, and by the time I was done, my arm hurt because it was so much fine motor skills of just clicking the little pixels. But I think it was worth it because it turned out really well. And I also used the auto tile feature in Godot to make it, you can basically just draw the walls now. The auto tile feature was pretty simple, so I'm going to be making a Now You Know To tutorial for that coming up here pretty soon. And then the other thing that I worked on was the actual background. And this is the background that we'll have for this starting area. Here's what it looks like here. I think it looks really great with the 2D lights and all that. I don't want it to really repeat, so I'm just making a really huge background. Any level we make or any scene we make, hopefully this will fit around it. I could make it bigger, I guess, if it doesn't. It's not the most efficient way to make a background. There goes a motorcycle. It's not the most efficient way to make a background at all, but I feel like it will make it very unique and cool. And plus, it's really enjoyable to work on. I can listen to a podcast while I draw these lines going back and forth. Anyway, this background, I'm going to be making two of them. One that looks like this, really nice, and another one that looks very degraded and aged because that's part of the story. And I might get into the story more in the future. I will have another poll just because. Let me know if you like this non-scripted version better than the scripted version. Thank you a lot for watching. It's been kind of fun recording it this time. If you enjoy it and you want to see more, you know what to do. Otherwise, you can leave me a comment, question, or suggestion, or you could shoot me an email. As always, I really love any feedback from you guys. It means so much. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.